Hello students, in today's video we will continue our first lesson of the book Vistas titled as The Third Level, written by Jack Finney. My dear students, in the beginning of this story we discussed about the important characters like Charlie, 31 years old, city resident of New York, Louisa, his wife, Sam, his psychiatrist friend, and along with the main characters, we also read about the themes. Main themes of this story are time travel and escapism. The protagonist of the story, Charlie, he wants to escape from the harsh realities of life. So, before moving to the part 2, let's have a recap of what we have done so far in the first video. We have read that how Charlie wants to escape from the modern world and how he once reached at the third level sorry, which is only his hallucination, a figment of his imagination, a way to escape from the modern world, and how he found it different from the other two levels. How he tried to buy two tickets to Galesburg, Illinois, a place where he spent his childhood, and how his friend Sam also disappeared from the modern world. All these things we have read in the first part. Now, let's move to the second part. In the first part, we have been told that Sam mentioned this thing that the protagonist Charlie, he has the habit of stamp collection, and that was also a temporary psychological escape from the harsh realities of the life. And Charlie inherited this hobby of stamp collection from his grandfather. One day, Charlie was going through his stamp collection. He finds an old first day cover. So now the question arises, what is this first day cover? First day cover. There is a practice among stamp collectors that when a new ticket is issued, they buy some tickets. Then they use these tickets to mail envelopes to themselves on the first day of the sale of this ticket. The postmark on the envelope proves the date also. Postmark means the stamp put by the post office. The envelope is called the first day covers, and these are never opened. My dear students, keep this thing in your mind that the first day covers, they are never opened. Why? Because people just put blank papers in them. That that night, when he is looking at his old first day covers, he finds an envelope which he had not seen before. It had been sent to his grandfather's address on July 18, 1894. The postmark, it means the stamp that was put by the post office, it proved this fact that that letter was dispatched on which date? On July 18th, 1894. The stamp on the envelope is a 6-cent dull brown. It means that was very old envelope, and it was clear because of the fade color of the stamp that was pasted on the envelope. Charlie opens the envelope, and my dear students, as it was a first day cover, and if it is a first day cover, then there inside the envelope there must be a blank paper, because we have already discussed about the first day cover now. It contains only a blank paper, and these first day covers are never opened. But Charlie opens that envelope, and inside there is not a blank piece of paper, rather there is a letter from his friend Sam, addressed to Charlie. From the letter, Charlie comes to know that Sam has slipped into the past and has reached Galesburg in the year 1894. And through this letter, Sam he urges Charlie and Louisa to keep trying to find the third level and one day come to Galesburg with his wife. It means Sam he has also reached to the Galesburg. It means he was also the victim of the modern world's insecurities, fear, worries, tensions, and he also wants to escape from that world. And ultimately, as per the information that we have read now, he has shifted to Galesburg. Later, Charlie comes to know that Sam bought $800 worth of old currency. He knows that Sam always wanted to escape from his current profession. What is his current profession? He was a psychiatrist. And Charlie hopes that Sam will be happily settled in Galesburg in the brain business. In the end, yes, Sam will be happily settled in Galesburg in the brain business. No, it didn't happen there. Why? Because beta 1894, this was the year when everything was peaceful, calm. There was complete quietness. And till that time, two world wars they didn't take place. People were happy in their lives. So the possibility is that rather than starting his business as a psychiatrist, he would do something else. And what did he do? He established his business of hay, dried grass, etc. And in the end, Charlie reveals who Sam is. He is none other than Charlie's psychiatrist friend. Yes, it means the protagonist Charlie, he was so much desperate about reaching or about visiting the peaceful town of Galesburg, where he spent his childhood days, that in his imagination he felt that Sam had written the letter from Galesburg and Sam has also shifted to the same town. It was not the reality, it was just a figment of his imagination only. So, this is about this lesson. Let's try to understand the gist of this lesson, the main idea or the theme. The story dwells on the theme of escapism that we have already discussed in the beginning also, not only as a psychological refuge from the grim realities of the present day world, but also as a longing to stay with the past or to keep the past alive in the complexities of the present. In the story, Charlie not only expresses desire to escape but also prepares and tries very hard to run away from the reality in search of utopian world. Utopian means imaginary world. The story clearly explores the science fiction genre of time travel. Jack Finney interweaves fantasy with the reality in the most futuristic projection of time travel. Charlie wishes to be transported to the third level, the world of 1894, which is apparently much happier and quieter place to be. It is one of the most concise and entertaining story about time travel. Another underlying theme is that human mind is so complex that it is not possible to fully explain its urges, instincts and thoughts scientifically. Let's discuss about the title. The chapter third level deals with the theme of insecurity, fear, and war. The narrator Charlie seems also to be stressed. His longing for some idyllic and peaceful place like Galesburg makes him stray to a corridor at Grand Central Station that takes him into the past year 1894. The people, their attire, ambience, the platform, everything on the platform, locomotive, currency being used, the newspapers, magazines, etc., was old style. Only Charlie is an exception. It means only he was the only person who belongs to the modern world. This hallucination of Charlie comes to an abrupt end when he has to flee from there in hurry to save himself from being caught by the boy, the then cops. Cops means police. Later on, when he shares this experience with his psychiatrist friend Sam, he described his phenomenon to the stress Charlie was facing and his hobby of philately through which he tried to escape into an ideal world. Hobby of philately means hobby of stamp collection. Sam, his psychiatrist friend, also strays to the third level. Charlie finds a first day cover in the collection of his grandfather's stamp collection. Sam had somehow found the third level. He had gone there and started a new business of hay, feed, and grain. Since the chapter deals with the third level at the Grand Central Station, New York, the title third level is perfect for the story. So, this is all about the story of this lesson, the third level. And now there is vocabulary that will help you to understand this lesson. Just read it out. Thank you. Thank you so much.